Hey everyone, we're coming from the Eagle Lake locomotives. Right there you can see the smokestack from the tram station. Where I'm standing right now would ordinarily be almost to my knees in water. But Chamberlain Lake is extremely low, the biggest drought in 30 years so far, and there's no rain in the forecast anytime soon. Lake is almost completely gone. You have to walk almost a mile until you hit the water. Over there in the distance, you can see those trees in the fog. That's ordinarily an island, but you can just walk right to that. You can see it's white everywhere. That's frost. Pretty cold morning. Got some moose tracks here. Ordinarily, this would be a big grazing land for moose. Beautiful water plants. They love aquatic grass. Where I'm standing now would usually be knee deep. It's very gradually gets deeper as it goes out. So it's a perfect place for water plants and grass to grow. So that probably cut down on what they've been eating. Makes sense. Ordinarily on a drive up here, I drove up here early in the morning, arriving on site at around 3 a.m. Not one moose I saw walking on the road, and that's unusual. Usually you'd see half a dozen. You'd see it dried up incredibly fast here, leaving those big cracks. I see a bunch of Canadian geese droppings. We're trying to find a train trestle that used to cross a 1,500-foot section. The trestle's not there anymore, just the remnants, like foundations and pillars. I'm not sure. Nobody else has showed footage of that, but it says on the sign it's a pretty cool sight. I was out here a few weeks ago filming, and this was a pretty nice mud pool. Now I can just walk across it. The top is really crunchy because of the frost. Even this far out, it would not even be up to my waist. All right, now, no matter which way you look, you can't see the trees anywhere. I know that's the way we came from, because you have this winding back and forth low spot of where the water drains. That's the way back. Now we finally have water here, so that means we're getting closer to the lake. Well, what's left of it. The mud is now getting sticky, meaning this area hasn't been dry as long. Before it gets too deep, I think we might want to cross this. Big old moose tracks. Check it out. These moose prints, you see? These ones are brand new. Couldn't have been more than an hour or two ago. Went right through here. I don't see any shadows walking around, but I'm sure there's probably one out here somewhere. We're starting to see the trees again as we approach the other side of the lake. We finally made it to the water. Now this is where the moose would be. It's still prime grazing area before the plants all die off in the winter. Still got some greenery. These water plants you're seeing there would ordinarily take up this entire space where I'm walking. There's a bunch of Canadian geese right there. I can hear them quacking. They've kind of become quiet because they hear me and they're swimming further away. It's getting muddy here. Looks like we have another drainage area. Oop, all muddy. You see right here, usually this is the water line. The top of that's usually sticking out of the water. So from here all the way back to shore, it's only about 2 feet deep on a normal year. No wonder it evaporated so fast and just gone. All right, I spent a good hour out there walking around. Walked at least a mile in, mile back. That sign out there says there used to be a giant 1,500-foot trestle, which is still a awesome site. Maybe they're talking about the site of where it spanned. So I was looking at the map, and the only place that looks like there'd be a trestle that's 1,500 feet is over there and there. There's like 2 peninsulas that are kind of close. Or over there I looked, because there, through the woods a little way, is the actual railroad. But I didn't see anything. Didn't see any moose out there. But they're probably watching me. They could probably hear me. I saw some pretty fresh tracks out there. Right here, I can see their wet hoof prints all over the place, leading into the woods here. I'd love to set a trail camera up out here, but I'd be too afraid someone would end up stealing it. Maybe next year. Go ahead and put it out there on a stick, hoping the moose don't knock it over into the water.